the government was sitting on the crime plan tightly, yeah, and there were, yeah, in bits introducing the crime plan on the
Truth, culture, politics, no filter. This is Jamaica 87.
Wagwan people, Wagwan, murder is down, and it continued to trend down. Let us talk about it, Since 2016, when the most honorable Dr. Jamaica Holness took over government in this country, in his first speech, he said to us that his priority is to make sure Jamaica is safe and the Jamaican people can go to their bed with the door and their window open. And many scoffed at him, many mocked him, and many, talked down on him to make such a bold statement. But I realized something with this Prime Minister. He always aim high. You understand what I mean? He always aim high. His ambition is very high and he's very ambitious. Yeah, and I like that about him. So when he take the bold step, to tell us that he's going to work on the crime and violence that we're facing in this country, and we going to go to our bed with our windows and our door open. Yeah, many, as I said, many scoff at him, but he put his hope, his faith very high. You know what I mean? And I like that about him, as I said earlier. But the Prime Minister did not stop there with his word of mouth. He backed it up with the resources that the security force needed, to do their job. Because in order, to bring back the society to the place where we can go to our bed with our door and our window open, you have to give the security force what is necessary, to bring back us to those days. And we have seen where the Prime Minister and his government have allocated the largest sum of money ever a government could pump in the security force. And he fund the security force, give them the money that they needed. And on top of that, the government would go on a massive recruitment drive, to recruit members for the JDF and members for the JCF. Because at the time that he took over government in this country, the JDF was at 700 and the JCF was 6,500. So the government moved the JCF from 700 to actually 3,000 now. Actually, not 3,000. I think it's 6,000. I have to double check that. And he moved the JCF from 6,500, 7,000 to actually full capacity, 15,000. And he 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 digitized out the security force, and he retrained those who is on the front line, and they continue to have refresher training, yeah, because we want a perfect police, as perfect security force, yeah. And we know that we're not going to have a perfect security force, but we are working towards it, you know. You, the man and woman in the security force can tell you that they are more motivated now than any time, yeah, than any time in the history of the whole security force, yeah. The security force, men and women, have been promoted like never before, yeah. And these people, they are happy to do their job. They are happy to come out and work to protect the Jamaican people lives. When the opposition was calling on the government for a crime plan, the government could not reveal the crime plan because we recognize that when we talk too early, the criminals would hear of the plans that the government have, and they would run ahead of the government. So while the criminal organization regime, PMP, was calling for crime plan, the government was sitting on the crime plan tightly, yeah, and there were, yeah, in bits introducing the crime plan on the ground. You understand what I mean? And listen to me, the government is smart, and the security minister is very, very smart. You understand what I mean? And while the government continue to work, the criminal organization regime, PMP, bring the government to court for protecting the Jamaican people life. Because when the government deploy around the country the SOEs, the opposition said they're not going to, yeah, support no SOEs. But the government continue to implement it because it help in many, many ways. You see, St. James was one of the worst parish in Jamaica. And thank God that the government did not stood down low to the PMP and accept their ignorance and get rid of the SOEs down there. Yeah? But the government is reaping what they have sown in St. James. You understand what I mean? It worked. Yeah? Last year, Jamaica celebrate, under 700 murder. Yes, something that we have never seen before. And the trend is continuing, yeah, downwards. Because today, according to the latest official statistics from the Jamaica Constable Force, from January the 1st to May the 31st, 2026, Jamaica record 224 murder. You know what I mean? 224 murder. Compare with 308 murder during the same period in 2025, last year, as I said. This represents a 27.3% reduction in murder year over year. And if we continue the same way, yeah, Jamaica is going to go under 400 murder this year. And we just want to encourage the government and the citizens and the security force continue to work on behalf of every one of us, because what we need is a safer Jamaica for all. Yeah? Safer Jamaica for all. So guys, please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Let me hear your comments in the comment section. Yeah? Let me hear what you think. You understand what I mean? And share the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And continue to lift up our country in your prayers and the man and woman who is working overtime to protect us. Yeah? Blessings, guys. Peace. Jamaica 87.